One of the things that stood out in the survey was about 51% of the firms are expecting revenue growth, which is always a good thing, right? We always want to see revenue grow, especially on the top line, and hopefully that translates to the bottom line. But only a small percentage of that, 9%, are expecting significant gain. So clearly, there's some optimism out there, but it feels very measured. From your association's perspective, does this cautious confidence among your members, I'm sorry, let me rephrase, is this cautious confidence from your members, or is there something underlying concerns in the marketplace that they're preparing for? And related to that, with backlog pretty much holding steady for many firms, how are you advising members to think about balancing growth versus preservation over the next 12 months? Why don't we start with Johnny, because the C's always follow the AEs, and then we'll go Felice Mark, kind of in intro order.
Sure. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. We keep saying cautiously optimistic. It sounds like we're the Federal Reserve, but there's a reason why you have to be cautious but optimistic. In a related financial vein, I always tell everybody when it comes to the engineering world, if we were a stock, I'd buy it, because there's always going to need the engineers, our association, our world. The same with Mark and Felice, because we're the Northeast. There's going to be rust. There's going to be salt. There's going to be deterioration. But also at the same time, we have an IIJA renewal coming up. The DOT, the state DOT capital plan is coming up. We've talked about some of the great projects already. When you talk about Second Avenue Subway, which would be the MTA or a soccer stadium or casinos or whatever. This is New York. It's usually a healthy industry. But the caution comes from the volatility out there we see in the market now. Obviously there's a question about the war going on, but also inflation. Will it go up? Will it go down? And as I say to my members all the time, a stroke of the pen can really wreck your industry, or it can help your industry. We have a very active lobbying arm when it comes to our staff here in New York City and in Albany and in DC as well. When you have things out there that hit us like the R&D credit, we'll get into that, and decoupling. Or years ago, I was working with Rob on this, the PPP and the overhead rate calculations. So while we're very optimistic and know that there's going to be need for growth and we will be enlisted by the public and private sectors, we also got to be cautious, because some of these things would never foresee decoupling in New York State, and it happened. We'd never foresee things like a PPP glitch when it came to the federal government, where we had to take that out because of the overhead rates. So I think engineers are pretty sharp in calculating. So that's where the caution comes in.
Thanks, Johnny. Felice?
So I think cautious optimism is a good term, but it's also with a healthy dose of concern. There's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of big projects. We've heard about